What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Wednesday Wonder, and I am really wondering, is America doomed or cooked, as they say nowadays? Because I have been seeing what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday, which was Wednesday, but I'm really trying to figure out the massive divide within the country and how hateful some people can be. Because let me make this clear. What I'm about to talk about, people are going to probably try to find a way to call me a coon or, whatever rhetoric they can use to try to do an insult. Now, let's make this very clear. I did not like the guy. I can pull up a list of things that he has said about black people on a regular, and I could be like, hey, this is the reasons why I don't like said individual. But to have someone taken out like that in front of thousands of people is a horrendous thing, in front of your wife, in front of your kids. This is something that shouldn't really be debatable as to saying that, well, hey, it is what it is. I've seen people posting stuff talking about using a paid in full, talking about people die every day, B. And hey, look, I've used that joke many a times depending on the topic, but realistically, that was a rough thing. I've seen the actual video, not the long distance ones. I'm talking about the ones straight up forward. And you can feel bad for a lot of people in the situation. You can feel bad for the people that had to see it, for the people that were actually just going there to debate him. Hey, I want to go prove this guy wrong. Just to have an open dialogue to see something that horrendous. To the people who may have been supporting him, to see something that horrendous. These things are not mutually exclusive. You can't just say, oh, well, because you feel bad for somebody, that you agree with all of their politics or their positioning or their thought process is asinine to believe. I can feel bad for a human being whose life was taken by unnatural means. You know what I mean? I don't understand how people cannot differentiate between that. Are we just so hard stand or just so stupid? Let's just be real. Can you be that stupid to believe that people can't feel sympathy or empathy for someone in a situation like that? Like, look, I'm going to play this for y'all because I thought it was pretty interesting. Young lady who has her own takes on a lot of things, but she has something interesting to say. So I'm going to just play it from the phone because it's a TikTok video. But I want y'all to hear this.
You don't serve the same God as me anytime you can get online and celebrate the death of a man who gave his unsolicited opinion just like you do. To fix your mouth and make jokes about this man losing his life, this man was a husband, this man was a father. But to sit up and laugh and make jokes about it when you do exactly the same thing that he does, which is give your unsolicited opinion that nobody asked you for, there's somebody out there that don't like you either. There's somebody out there that don't like your opinions. There's somebody out there who would do the very same thing to you. So to sit up and laugh at somebody who only gave their opinion, regardless of if you agree with it or not, thinking that it's okay for somebody to take that person's life and sit up and laugh about that, you don't serve the same God that I serve. A lot of y'all wonder why y'all life is so messed.
Now, she has more to add to it, but somebody actually said something pretty interesting. They were like, if you can celebrate this man's death in the manner in which it was, then you have no right to feel sad for the school shootings. I was like, yikes. You can't keep flipping that coin and only using it to your benefit when you feel that, oh, we can use it now to celebrate or be like, no, you should feel bad about it. There's just certain moments in history where you just have to, as a collective, be like, that's messed up. Malcolm X being taken out. That's a horrible situation, regardless of what you may have believed about his rhetoric. MLK, John F. Kennedy, Muammar Gaddafi, all these different names that you can name. There's certain people, like, if they didn't commit mass genocide or something like that, I can understand where you could be like, yo, that's a sad thing. Yes, I may not agree with his thought process, but if he's never done physical harm to anybody, how can you laugh at somebody being taken out? That's just my thought process, Like, if it said that happened to somebody who diddled kids, I'm not going to care. I'm like, good riddance. That's how you get taken out. because it's a horrendous act that was done to somebody. But if somebody just talking and you don't agree with them, hey, you say, I don't agree with you, I don't like you, I want to throw hands. And that's up to that person to accept it or not. But to go to this extreme, is just wild. And I think that what people don't understand is what is about to come next. I watched President Trump's 4-minute video in response or speech to said situation. A lot of people are mad, like, oh, he didn't talk about the school shooting with Colorado and things like that. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, this is what I'm paying attention to. I guarantee you there's about to be some laws that are about to be passed. And it's not going to be in the way that y'all think. Not gun reform, none of those things. It is going to be probably hate crime laws that are going to be filled towards protecting white people. Or, the type of acts that are going to happen because of the thing with the Ukrainian girl and now with him. And depending on who that said shooter is going to be the real big thing. When they find out who that is, when they find out who that person is, depending on what they are, whether it's whatever their religious beliefs are, whatever their political stance are, whatever their race is, those 3 things will determine what happens with these new laws that'll start popping up. You think I'm joking? Just keep watching, because this is not the beginning of it. This is not the end. We are not even I don't even know where we're at in this part of the book. Or let me correct it. This is the beginning. This is the beginning that we're about to be dealing with something new, because now Charlie has become a martyr because of this. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's about to happen. I have my ideas and theories. But for people who are celebrating it, we have to start, like, if that was your people's, or if that was your family member's husband, you may not like the guy, but you're going to feel for the family, I don't know. It's moments like that where you're like, geez Louise, like, we're really desensitized. That's what it is. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it with this. Since they had the video with the Taliban and they chopped that dude's head off, we have been on a epic downslope. And we have been desensitized to everything that goes on, to the point where we cheer when we see stuff like this. Think about it. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody. Peace.